A very good evening. Much thanks for joining us here on the program. This is Look Up News. I'm Nelima, and our sign language interpreter for tonight is Josephine Ouko. A lot happening in the political front, as well as an exclusive interview that we have with Nyali Member of Parliament Muhammad Ali. Stay tuned for that and so much more in our broadcast tonight. But before we get into all that, here are our top stories. Tonight on Look Up News.
Mimi nataka nimpatie ushauri. Aketi chini na polisi. Wakubaliane. Hiyo maandamano itakuwa ya amani kwa njia gani? Asije akaharibu mali ya watu. Asije akaharibu amani Kenya.
Ruto cautions Raila that he will be held accountable for destruction of property during his publicized Monday demos. All in preparation for Raila's call, police block protesters from storming Kisumu State Lodge.
Atakayezuia huo msaada ni shoga. Msaada utapita.
And Nyali MP Muhammad Ali moves motion to ban discussion and publication of LGBTQ information in Kenya. Once more, welcome to the broadcast. Remember, you can stream this live broadcast across all our social media platforms. That's Lookuptv on Twitter, Lookuptv on Facebook, and Lookuptv on our YouTube channel. As well, keep your comments coming in. I'll be sampling some of those, your feedback at the tail end of this bulletin. Starting us off, President William Ruto has cautioned Azimio leader Raila Odinga that he will be held accountable for the breach of security during his planned Monday anti-government protest. A tough-talking Ruto said the government will not interfere the planned protest in any way. Henry Tende with the details.
As the 20th of March beckons and opposition coalition Azimio continues to pile pressure on the government, the head of state, President William Ruto, has issued a strong warning to the coalition's leader Raila Odinga that he should respect the constitution and that any mass action must adhere to the rule of law.
You cannot tell us, while the rest of us abide by the constitution, respect the laws of Kenya, and faithfully submit to the authority of the Constitution and the laws of Kenya. You want to tell us that you have your own set of laws that you enforce through ultimatums, demonstrations, that you enforce by force and blackmail, using chaos and violence.
In a move that has elicited mixed reactions in the country, Raila Odinga has declared Monday as a public holiday for Kenyans to participate in the planned mass action against the dictates of the law. President Ruto says the move by Azimio Supremo is an insult to the nation and maintains the time has come for Odinga to be stopped from blatantly disrespecting the law.
Mimi sina shida kama rais apange mambo ya maandamano ya amani, lakini mimi nataka nimpatie ushauri. Aketi chini na polisi. Wakubaliane. Hiyo maandamano itakuwa ya amani kwa njia gani? Asije akaharibu mali ya watu. Asije akaharibu amani Kenya. Asije akamwaga damu tena vile amezoea, kwa sababu we are shortly going to tell him enough is enough.
Additionally, President Ruto says he will not bow to pressure from Azimio as he castigates the opposition from what he calls deliberate manipulation of his government.
You cannot continue for 50 years to blackmail the nation, to cause mayhem, to sell fear, to destroy property, to cause loss of life for 50 years, and you want us as a country to believe that you are not taking us for a ride, and you are not taking us for granted, and you are not insulting our collective intelligence as a nation.
This is what we have been trying to say. You cannot be walking around telling people you want somebody to observe the rule of law, and you yourself are so blatantly breaking the rule of law and giving a fictitious declaration which has no basis and has no legal notice.
Hii maneno ya hii mzee ya maandamano waachane naye, kwa sababu it is useless. Sasa yeye anapiga kelele.
This comes even as the ruling party UDA continues to reap big from other parties. The party on Tuesday welcomed KANU party breakaway faction led by former Secretary General Nick Salat.
That rallying call that we had as a party was lost. We couldn't wait. So we decided that the party of choice that we will join, and don't look at this team alone, SG, we are many. These are only a sample of the people who are willing and ready to join you. And given a chance, you will see a big number of KANU members who are willing to join UDA.
Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
And in line with that, protesters allied to Azimio held a mass action demo in Kisumu on Wednesday morning over the rising cost of living. They were confronted by police who stopped them from making their way to Kisumu State Lodge. The protesters also stormed a Communication Authority of Kenya meeting in the lakeside city. And elsewhere, Nyali Member of Parliament Mohammed Ali wants the discussion about the LGBTQ community banned in Kenya. His motion wants the ban on discussion and publication of LGBTQ information in Kenyan soil. And as Shadrach Karere reports, Ali cautioned the Western countries against forcing their culture on Kenyans.
A further 5 minutes.
Same-gender relationship debate has continued to rock the country as Kenyans from all walks of life come out to share their opinions. Speaking during an exclusive interview with Lookuptv, Nyali MP Mohammed Ali, who is pushing for the ban of the publication of any information supporting LGBTQ in the National Assembly, defended his move.
If their laws allows them, let them do it in their country, but not in our country. There must be respect. And they should not think that we leaders cannot talk about it because they will put some, they will deny us visas and they can stay with their visa.
Ali says that there is need for the government to ban sharing of any information promoting LGBTQ in the country, stating that it is against the traditions of the land, the constitution, and religious teachings.
Nasema kama mnaleta hii kama chambo cha kututega ili mtupe msaada na tukufe na njaa, na ni heri tufe na njaa badali ya kukubali ushoga na usagaji nchini Kenya. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, rais wa Uganda, ametia sahihi na amekataa.
People might ask why I am fighting this thing, but I'm fighting because of two things. I'm fighting because of this and this. The Bible and Quran, that's the word of God. And that's final. We cannot edit any single sentence, full stop or comma, in these two books.
As he bangs on the majority of the MPs who shares the same stance, Ali believes that the bill is sealed through to become the law, as he urges fellow MPs not to fall into what he termed as foreign influence.
Jambo ambalo linazungumziwa sasa ni maneno ya ushoga na usagaji. Mheshimiwa Spika, nataka kusema hata mimi mdomo wangu uko na shida kusema shoga, hiyo ni kama nimesikia mara mingi, lakini hii ya usagaji hata inanisikitisha sana katika akili.
Je, mswada huu ambao unajaribu kukanganyana na katiba ya kitaifa, katiba yetu, unaruhusiwaje kuingia katika bunge? Kwamba leo tupige marufuku uzungumziaji. Kuzungumza ni haki ya kikatiba. Uchapishaji ni haki ya kikatiba.
Haya ni mawazo ambayo ni ya kishetani na hatuwezi kuyakubali. Kuchapisha waraka ama taarifa kama hizi, kama ilivyotokea nafikiri ni wiki iliyopita na ile nyingine,
mswada utapita, hauna lingine, utapita. Atakayezuia huo mswada ni shoga. Mswada utapita, kupita utapita. Tutamaliza. Tutaongoja bili ya Mheshimiwa Kavuma iwe sheria.
This comes only few days after President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua declared to fight LGBTQ in the country. Shadrack Kareria, Lookuptv.
Thank you, Kareria, for that story. And Nyali Member of Parliament, Mohammed Ali, now claims his life is in danger following an alleged attack at his official constituency office in Nyali on Tuesday. The distraught MP took to social media where he shared photos of a shattered window. Take a look.
Nilipokea simu asubuhi kuelezwa kuhusiana na matukio hayo, na niliwaambia waende wapige ripoti kwa polisi basi ili tufuate utaratibu wa sheria. Wameenda wamepiga ripoti, wamechukua OB namba. Maafisa wa polisi walifika pale, wakafanya uchunguzi, wakaangalia dirisha iliyopigwa risasi, ama kama si risasi labda na mambo mengine hatujui, tunaongoja, lakini hizo tundu zinaonyesha ni za risasi. Tunaongoja polisi watupatie ripoti. Na hii si mara ya kwanza, hii ni mara ya 5. Last year wakati wa uchaguzi ilipigwa hivyo. Mapema huko mwanzo kabla ya uchaguzi, lakini kitu kinanisumbua akili. Ni kwa nini hawa watu kila mara wakija wanapiga dirisha yangu? Ni ujumbe wananitumia ama ni nini? Because wanapiga tu ofisi yangu kama hii dirisha mahali mimi nakaa, wanapiga hapa. Mahali kiti changu kiko kwenye boardroom. Hapo ndio wanapiga saa zote. Kwa nini wasipige upande mwingine, wapige wengine? Saa zote ni kwangu. Kuna ujumbe wananitumia. Sijawajua ni kina nani, lakini nitajua tu. Lakini sasa si kuna serikali, tuache wafanye kazi yao.
Unahisi kwamba pengine maisha yako yamo hatarini kwa?
Mimi niko sawa ndugu yangu, si umekuja umeniona niko hapa nimerelax. Wajua Mwenyezi Mungu ndio upeana na uchukua. Siku yangu ikifika itafika tu. Na kama haijafika hata upige risasi 500 haitafika, Mungu atakataa. Kwa hivyo si ati jambo la kuninyima usingizi, lakini ni jambo la kuniambia kaa macho. Kuwa mwangalifu katika mambo yako sasa.
Asante sana kwa maoni yako.
And thank you, Shadrack Kareria, for that exclusive. Moving on, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has flagged 20 counties for embezzlement and misuse of millions of public funds through interest. As Ian Kitani now reports, the commission has commenced investigations into the said allegations in the different counties.
We realize that there are many cases where county governments are unable to account for various forms of expenditure.
With misappropriation of public funds continuing to be a key concern in the country, as millions of funds are lost annually, counties are now on the spot for embezzlement of funds.
Interest is being abused, especially in county governments, and from the investigations that the Commission has undertaken so far, a number of malpractices have been realized.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has put on notice 20 counties for embezzlement of imprest funds through fictitious ways. According to the head of corporate affairs of the commission, Eric Ngumbi, the Exchequer had lost millions through fictitious imprest claims, pointing an accusing finger at the accounting officers for the crisis.
Every government institution has an accounting officer, and in the county government we are talking about the county secretary and the assembly clerk, who have a specific responsibility of ensuring that public funds are prudently managed. So because of the rampant cases of abuse of the imprest system, the Commission has required them in that circular to take measures that will ensure that no officer embezzles public funds through the imprest system.
Gumbi accused the counties of faking documents, failing to follow laid procedures and using a manual system to access the cash, while others used fake travel documents to claim the money.
Some county governments, public officers are taking imprest for non-existent activities. People taking imprest purporting to be traveling on official duty, both locally and outside the country, and then they forge receipts and other supporting documents to surrender interest. We have seen other cases where people are taking interest on behalf of others, including cases where names of other persons who are not even aware are used to apply for interest, which is subsequently processed and the money taken.
He, however, warned anyone who will be found culpable that they'll face the full wrath of the law.
For those who are engaged in this will be brought to book. Upon conclusion of the ongoing investigations, the Commission will recommend those found culpable to the Director of Public Prosecutions for possible prosecution.
Ngumbi also noted that if the misappropriation of funds will not stop, then counties run short of funds, which will therefore hurt development in the counties. Ian Keitani, Lookuptv.
Thank you, Keitani, for that story. Now to a very astonishing story in the Western region. A Kakamega man has shocked his relatives and neighbors after digging a grave, claiming his death was looming in a dream. His kin said they found him digging the grave, blaming the incident on the man's continued indulgence in drug abuse. Phoebe Wangombe now reports.
In Shironyanga village, Kakamega County, Francis Chevuche is seen digging his own grave with the story of being summoned by his deceased relatives behind the act. Seeing it best to send his wife packing before commencing the act, the father of one did not seem to care about where they'll lay their heads, as he demolished part of their house and entrusted his door to his father Moses Andalo.
Alianza hizi sarakasi akamuumiza bibi yake, bibi akaenda. Sasa kupomoa nyumba ilipomolewa jana, tumeshangaa na nini kinaendelea.
Francis left the residents reeling in shock as he chased them away when they tried stopping him and confronting him about the issue. He went ahead to place a white piece of cloth and flowers around his grave in preparation of his burial. His relatives, however, confirmed that he was addicted to bang and alcohol.
Kulingana na familia tunaona ni pombe na bangi ndio iko kwake mingi, kwa sababu hizo vitu zikipungua anajaribu kuongea mambo mazuri, lakini akienda kuweka tu anaanza kusema lazima mtu akufe, ameonyeshwa kwa ndoto, mara ameongea na watu wamekufa.
He clearly stated that either him or one of his family members should be buried in that grave before the end of the day. The police have taken control of the issue and have him in their custody so as to get to the root of the issue. Phoebe Wangombe, Lookuptv.
Thank you, Phoebe, for that story, and maybe a wake-up call for all the drug users. Moving on, it was a sigh of relief to residents. It was a sigh of relief to residents in, I'll just stick that again. It was a sigh of relief for residents of Turkana County after the retired Bishop Silas Yego of the AIC Church gave them relief food to cushion them from the biting hunger being witnessed in the North Rift. Abigail Shira with more.
After a long while trying to figure out where the next meal would come from, residents of Turkana cannot hide the joy as they line up to receive a bag of food from the former Archbishop Silas Yego of AIC Church. Following the drought cases in Turkana County, which has swept away their livestock and left them helpless, these residents did not know where they'll get their next meal. This has caused their children to suffer from malnutrition.
Sisi wengine hatukukuwa na chochote. Hasa tumeshukuru kwa sababu tutakula leo, kesho na hata kesho ingine tutakula. Ni watoto wetu tena wameanza kurudi chini sana kimasomo kwa sababu hawapati ile chakula.
Mifugo zimeisha. Sasa imekuwa ni wadhamini na watu wa makanisa ndio wanasaidia watu. Na hata mifugo ambaye wengi tunategemea zimeisha.
Nutrition. Speaking in Turkana, these residents pour out their gratitude for such help. Archbishop Yego calls upon well-wishers to chip in and help with this situation.
Pato ni mbaya. Sijui tufanye nini, kila mtu, nimesema siku zote ya kwamba sisi sote tuhusike. Makanisa kubwa kubwa ambaye wamebarikiwa na Mungu, wawe na washiriki wengi, sema neno katika kanisa lako. Walete kidogo kama hii nimelete, mwingine namna hiyo. Alafu serikali waweze kuleta chakula kwa foundations kama hii yangu ambaye tunalete, ili tuweze kulete because tunataka kusaidia watu.
Meanwhile, in Sukuma area, Isiolo County, the deputy governor launched a borehole in this region as the fight against drought continues.
Sasa manifesto moja ni ya maji. Maji tunahitaji kwa sababu hii ukame imezidi, mali inazidi kuisha. Kwa hivyo tunahitaji kubadilisha maisha yetu. Na mahali tunataka kuelekea sasa ni ukulima. Tuchanganye ukulima wa mifugo na pia ukulima wa mimea. Hivyo maisha itakuwa imeanza kubadilika.
Speaking at the launch, Dr. Omar Abdi stated that this is a wise initiative as it will go a long way to help even in farming.
And help communities to come up with programs around food security by doing kitchen garden, by start planting maybe pasture and tree planting and afforestation, so that we are able to put effort to conserve our environment in terms of improving the situation in terms of climate, becoming a climate in terms of climate adaptation.
Abigail Shira for Lookuptv.
That story by Abigail Shira takes us for a very fast break here on the program, but there's so much more on the other side, including a lot of sporting action.
It's easier, it's bigger, it's better. It's Grand Mega Draw. Cheza na shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2,000 na ushinde mega cash ya 200 million. Isitoshe, kuna mega bonus ya up to 20 million shillings kila Jumatano na Jumamosi. Sio ndoto, unangoja nini? Cheza Lotto, it could be you. Nenda kwa M-Pesa paybill number 777-000. Andika neno Look kama account number. Cheza na kati ya shilingi 50 hadi shilingi 2,000 na ushinde sasa. Round hii ni more draws, more cash and big wins na Lotto.
Over 18s only. Gaming can be addictive. Play responsibly. This message has been approved by the BCLB.
Hi, and welcome to Tujenge Home. Your number one show when it comes to all things architecture, real estate, property development, interior design. You get it right here on Tujenge Home. When the food is ready.
You want to serve them?
Dinner is served. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with Lookuptv. This is #LookUpNews. Moving on, the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has affirmed the government's intention to implement reforms at the Kenya Medical Supplies Agency, KEMSA, so as to make the agency more efficient, transparent and responsive to the growing medical demands. There's more stories from the county's front with Cecilia Lubanga.
Today in the streets of Nairobi, we're here to find out if the residents of the capital city are in agreement with mass action as called by Azimio leader Raila Odinga.
The Kenya Medical Supplies Authority, KEMSA, has reeled in graft cases over time, rendering the agency less efficient. While hosting senior officials from KEMSA alongside local and international partners in the health sector at Harambee House Annex, the DP say the ongoing reforms at the parastatal will go an extra mile in transforming the agency into becoming a reliable and reputable organization.
When there are weak systems, all manner of crooks take advantage. So we really need to fix the systems so that we can achieve transparency and accountability and efficiency at the same time. And where there is efficiency, the room for abuse is limited. Systems that work are good.
Elsewhere, Nakuru Business Association and stakeholders from different sectors have called on Nakuru residents to forfeit and distance themselves from the planned Azimio protests and rally in Nakuru tomorrow.
Sisi tumesema tutaki mambo ya maandamano hapa. Biashara zote zimeteseka kwa wakati wa COVID na wakati wa siasa. Saa hii tunataka kuambia Raila na wafuasi wake wafanye maandamano nje ya Kenya. Kenya haitaki maandamano. Siasa ziliisha na sasa tunataka amani ndio tuweze kufanya biashara. Tunajua sio maandamano anafanya, ni furuku. Tunataka kuambia watu wetu na Nakuru wasiende maandamano ambao ni ya kuweza kufuruka biashara zetu. Sisi tunataka tufanye biashara zetu kwa amani. Na Raila kama hajatosheka na uchaguzi, ajue uchaguzi ni 2027.
Muli called on the government to protect their businesses in the event of opposition protests. Cecilia Lubanga, Lookuptv.
And on Your Opinion Matters tonight, we ask Kenyans what their thoughts are on the mega planned Azimio protest on Monday.
Today in the streets of Nairobi, we're here to find out if the residents of the capital city are in agreement with mass action as called by Azimio leader Raila Odinga. Come with me.
Nakubaliana na maandamano watuletee chakula chini, ili watoto wale wako chini wasiumie vile wanaumia na waende shule. Watoto wanasumbuka kule North Eastern, wanasumbuka zaidi. Tafadhali wafanye nini? Wapate chakula. Serikali iangalie vile hawa watu wanaweza kufaidika. Wasiangalie tu Nairobi, waangalie also outside Nairobi.
Naona hii maandamano ya 20th inakaa kuwa mzuri juu hii serikali imelala sana. Inatupeleka kwa a ditch ahead. Kwa hivyo tukiandamana hivi at least tunaweza sikika, waraia wanaweza sikika.
Hii maandamano ya 20th inafaa kwa sababu watu wako njaa, hawana chakula, hawana magari, manyumba. Vijana kama sisi tunatoka mtaani, hatutaki wizi, tunaomba kazi nzuri ya Solomon. Kwa hivyo tunaomba tu maandamano ifanywe kwa upendo na amani, uheshimu raia.
Maisha ni ngumu. Sasa watu wanang'ang'ana sana. Unajua kama mtu apate kitu kidogo haraka ni kwa sweet anauza, alafu maandamano watakuja waharibu. Unajua sasa mtu ameenda loss karibu mara mbili. Hata profit anapata hapo ikiharibika. Mimi sisema kama wewe jamaa amesaidika na maandamano. Unaona, ameumia na maandamano. Kuna njia mingi, kuna means mingi yenye information wanataka inaweza fikia president. Unaona, kama maybe kuna ile peaceful demonstration which can work, but kama kawaida tunajua vizuri, in case bado watoka kwa barabara kutakuwa na peaceful demonstration. Because hata wenye na demonstrate kama wana kazi watakuwa wanatafuta wenyewe pia watakula. Those apata lazima warabiki vitu zima zikuwe zikaharibika. Hiyo ni kawaida. So mimi as a part of a Christian, mimi nasema tu wa Christians waombe vitu ziendelee vizuri na pia president anasikiza, because sasa tunasema alisema around March April bei za vitu zitashuka. So I think we are heading there, so why maandamano? Tunaweza ngojea.
For me, I don't prefer, but in other way around, hii mambo yenye Raila na Lace iko na umuhimu sana. So it's good kama president atakubali wakae chini, they talk na wasolve hii issue. Juu maandamano inarudisha nchi nyuma. You can see the state of the nation. Venye economy iko, mambo ni ngumu. So it's good wakae chini waelewane, then we go forward as a country.
Kulingana na vile msa amesema kwamba ikuwe holiday. Naona ni mzuri kwa sababu maandamano iko na mambo mingi. Utapatikana kwa barabara, unaenda kazi, utafanywa vibaya. So hiyo kuweka hiyo public day naona sio mbaya. Haya, kitu kingine vile mwenzangu amesema hapo kwamba ati waongee waelewane. Wataelewana nini ikiwa leo mafuta imeongeza shilingi 2? Hiyo maandamano wacha tuende ile itakuwa ikue.
This is a contentious topic of discussion in our country currently, while majority feel that street demonstration is not necessary. For those who feel a pinch of high cost of living say that demonstration are necessary to push the government to act. Gladys Masharia, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Let's now get sporty. National football team Harambee Stars will face Iran in the international match. Stars are scheduled to take on Iran on 28th of March at Tehran. They were previously scheduled to play Burundi before the match was cancelled by the Burundi side. And Safari Rally driver Maxine Wahome has pleaded not guilty to killing her boyfriend Asad Khan. Sylvie Achacha with more.
Safari Rally driver Maxine Wahome has pleaded not guilty to killing her boyfriend Asad Khan.
Bad. Is it true or not?
Not true. Wahome was charged for murder on the 12th of December last year. Through her lawyer, she has applied to be released on bail on grounds that if granted bail, she will not interfere with the witness lined up to testify against her.
Before the death of the deceased, after the death of the deceased, and not once did she violate the bail or the terms of bond. What I'm trying to say is there is no need to delay this matter any further. She is in custody, has been in custody from the 7th. If they wanted to make a point that she should suffer, she has got the point. We should now admit her to a constitutional right, which is bail. We will deal with all those other things at the trial, and I have indicated before that we hope the trial can start tomorrow. Then, of course, we can move with some speed.
In her affidavit, Maxine says that on the 12th of December 2022, she was arrested by the DCI Kilimani owing to an incident that occurred at Preston Court where she resided with her deceased boyfriend Asad. She claims that on the material day, Khan violently woke her up in the morning and ordered her to leave his house. Moreover, claims she was allegedly attacked. She then later took refuge at the balcony of the apartment where the deceased attempted to break down the door using his feet. Maxine currently lives with her parents in Yuna, which is her fixed abode. Through her lawyer, Maxine says that she will not abscond the court's jurisdiction and that she will attend court at all times without fail. Sylvie Achacha, Look Up Sports.
And Manchester City qualified for the quarter-final of the UEFA Champions League after smashing Germany side RB Leipzig 7-0 at Etihad. Sylvie Achache reports.
Manchester City has advanced to the quarter-finals on Tuesday night after
And the final games of the UEFA Champions will go down tonight with 2 matches taking place. The most anticipated game is between Liverpool and the reigning champions Real Madrid. Take a look.
2 matches of the second leg for qualifications of the quarter-finals of the UEFA Champions are set to kick off tonight, defending as they need to score more than 3 goals. This will be their 3rd meeting in less than a year. Liverpool, having lost 1-0 in the finals, is looking forward to revenge against Los Blancos tonight. In another match, the Italian side Napoli will battle the German Frankfurt at Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. Poli are having an upper hand since defeating Frankfurt 2-0 in the first leg. Sylvie Achacha, Look Up Sports.
And thank you, Sylvie Achacha, for that sporting action. To sample some of your feedback across our socials, James Kenya says, this man Muhammad Ali is saying what we all want to hear. Kenya has no space for LGBTQ.
Are you a resident of Nairobi? Are you ready for the biggest TV roadshow? Lookuptv and Muthingi TV will be coming to an estate near you, starting on the 30th of March to the 2nd of April. Want to be part of this brand experiential and promotion opportunity? Contact us on 0110 430 158